Hey guys, this is Chilla with Best Babe 007, and today I will show you my foam rolling routine. Foam rolling is good for warming up your muscles or to help you recover faster from a workout. So I see a lot of people to use the foam roller in the gym before their workout or after. As you can see, I use the long foam roller, but they come in different shape and size and density. Some of them have little bumps on them. Some people just simply use a tennis ball, but the density and the shape of the foam roller makes it preferable, in my opinion. Usually I like to start right away on my back, the upper back. I stretch a little, I even reach out with my arms. However, people recommend to cross your arms in front of your chest, or I show it now behind the head to protect your shoulder blades. And then I warm up, rolling back and forth, slow movements. I wouldn't rush it. The literature recommends 30 to 90 seconds on each muscle groups, and even doing sets like 30 seconds, tiny bit of break, and do it 3 times on a certain muscle group. So after I rolled on my upper back, I try to do it a little bit on the middle back, absolutely not on the lower back. Never roll on your lower back or your neck or behind your knees or your elbows. Never roll on bony joints. It can hurt you only on muscles. And avoid the lower back. If you roll on the lower back, then the muscles around the vertebrae will just tense up, actually, because they're trying to protect the lower back that already has very low mobility. So what I'm doing here on the upper back, is I find a point where I feel like I don't have enough mobility in my upper back, and I am working on correcting my posture, and then I just lean back with my arms behind my head and hold it there for a second, and then also lean a little bit forward too. The mobility goes each way, back, and then a lot of people go, and sometimes I do too, go all the way forward and then back again. Be very careful. Find vertebrae by vertebrae the spot that you feel tight, and just stretch it as I showed you. Now from here, as I said again, the lower back, skip that. The middle back, you could see I turn my pelvis around 45 degrees and try to go one side and the other. I can't do the middle back on both sides. Now here I switch the chest, so I lay on the foam roller, put it on my spine. I lay down on my spine on the foam roller, and slowly I lift the arm up higher and higher. As you can see, it gets harder and harder. Higher you reach your arms, more harder it is to do that movement. Then I start to do slowly some kind of arm circles or slow snow angels. And that is really good for stretching the chest. That's also good for the posture, because when people hunch over, I tend to do that, then their chest muscles get shortened and really tight. So as much as I like to stretch my upper back with bending backwards over the foam roller, I do the same with the chest muscles. Usually that's how I start my routine, but a lot of people start with legs. I go to the back, and then right away start with my calves on the lower body. Calves, you can see that with the foam roller, with every other muscles too, we use our body weight. It's not enough, you can cross your leg, and that puts even more pressure, more weight on one leg. So I go from just under the knee to above the ankle. I try to hit the bottom, the middle, and the top part of the muscles, each muscle. So you can see here, I rotate a little bit, get the inside and the outside as well. Now I stop there because I found a knot. I found a tight spot there. Now it's the same as in massage therapy. When somebody gives me a massage, they stop a lot of times and hold that sore spot down, that tight muscle. They do that to cut out the blood flow to that spot that originally gets less blood flow already anyway because of tightness or other reasons. And then when they let it go, more blood rushes in there. So it definitely helps with blood flow. Also, foam rolling increases the range of motion and mobility. Now you can see I did the right calf, then the left calf, and I finish up with both of them together. I also recommend to warm up your wrists. You can see my hand position, shake it out right now, that with all the body weight, putting it on different muscle groups, you will use your hands and your wrists a lot. So I like to warm up my wrist before foam rolling. Now from the calves, I move up to the hamstrings. You can see from just the bottom of the glutes all the way down above the knee. You can do it with the two legs together, one leg. You can turn a little bit, put more pressure on one side, on the inside or the outside. We will get to the IT band and the groin area. So right now it's just a general hamstring massage. So foam rolling basically is a self-massage, a self-trigger point therapy in which pressure is applied to certain body parts, one body part at a time, certain muscle groups. As I said, it increases the range of motion and mobility. It loosens tight muscles or even helps with aches and pain. I like to do it for warm-up. So every morning I do a little abs, 5-6 minutes abs, and I do 5-6 minutes of foam rolling. It helps me to not be stiff and to warm up. And it's interesting. Oh, here we go to the glutes, so I will continue in a second. So after the hamstrings, I go up to the glutes. Oh, that feels good just to watching it. I really enjoyed making this video, I have to admit it. It's one of my favorite videos. It was so relaxing. So you can see with the glutes, it's good to put one of your foot over your knee, over the other knee, and turn just slightly. And you can see there I found a little tight spot, and I'm holding it there, breathing in there. That's what I always have done when I get a massage and somebody found a tight spot on me. I try to breathe in there. And then once you let that pressure go, the blood rushes in there, as I said it before, and it's a great healing experience to me, to a lot of people actually. But interestingly enough, the science does not back it up completely yet. So I couldn't find as much positive information about foam rolling as I thought I would, because I just love it so much and it's so popular. But people are doing more and more research, so we will hear more and more studies coming out. But there's not as many as I thought I would find. However, as I told you, I do it in the mornings, or even sometimes after a leg day, when I did leg day and then a HIIT workout in the afternoon, or walked or ran. Or the other day I ran a 5K in different shoes, and I really felt it on my calves, and I thought, oh, I should roll it a little bit out. So I feel a huge difference. According to science, according to studies, there is some difference, and they definitely recommended it for warming up, but they couldn't find groundbreaking scientific proofs that it's so helpful. I will tell you in a minute what they actually did find. But for me personally, the other day after my 5K when I foam rolled, and I also wanted to go through my routine before I made this video. Next day I woke up and I started to get ready to go to the gym and drop something on the floor. I picked it up and I thought, wow, why do I feel so good? I didn't feel stiff at all. And I think it was that long foam rolling session before I went to bed. I felt so loose, so good next day. I always feel that after foam rolling. And my husband too, he's using it a lot too. We work out a lot, we get tight muscles. Now here you can see how I work my glutes, not just up and down, but sideways as well. So I go left and right. Glutes work very well. The IT band and the glutes I usually use, and even the shoulders, and actually a lot of places. So it's a foam rolling is interesting, guys. It's you create your own routine, you create your own movements. Start very gently. It doesn't have to hurt. Like you don't want to get injured because you are tough and you can take pain. You have to be smart with it. It you know the saying that it hurts so good, it hurts so bad it feels good, or something like that. I don't even know how it goes exactly, but that's how I am with it. It hurts, but it feels so good that I don't want to let it go. But you have to be very careful. Some people do injure themselves because they either overdo it and just further their inflammation that they already have, or they go over joints. Don't do that. Just now this routine is about a half an hour, so my husband's is more like an hour. So now I turned around and you can see I'm going on the quads, and before the quads I did a little bit of the shin area. It just feels good. There's pressing on the front of my leg, feels really good to me. And then that's just that I did that only for a short time. Then the quads, up and down, a general front part of the upper leg, give it a good massage. Now, some studies said that foam rolling plus that static stretching can lead to impressive flexibility improvements. This study was according to a study in the Journal of Sports Science. However, other studies that came out said that static stretching has negative effects in certain running activities, and according to studies, foam rolling is preferable to standard stretching. Now, I kind of feel that. When in the morning I use the foam roller, I warm up and I feel like I stretched, even though I do the two a little bit together. I don't like just do one. I like the standard stretching too. But in the morning, a lot of times I only do the foam roller and it warms me up pretty good. And I still warm up a little bit in the gym before I work out. So I do both together. And I think they are very complementary to each other. So I am at the hip flexor, or am I? See, I'm talking a little too much. But that was the hip flexor. I went from the quads to the hip flexor. Now here's the inner thigh or the groin area. As you can see, I switched the position of the foam roller from horizontal to vertical. I love to do this on the inner thighs. It's a great massage. It's a great way to loosen up tight muscles in the inner thighs, in the groin areas. Now it's a very sensitive area, so be very careful. Don't overdo it. Be careful with the tissues over there. As you can see, I go from the hip all the way down to the top of the knee. So it's a long way to go in and out. I put the weight on the groin area as much as I possibly can. Now I switch to the left leg. It's very important to do each side. Right leg, right arm, left arm, right side of the middle back, left side of the middle back. I think you will figure out more you do it, you will find the right amount of time that you will spend on each muscle group. I highly recommend it just to give it a try. A lot of gyms have these foam rollers available. I actually have tried it in the gym first. I saw people doing it and I thought, oh, what's the big deal about this? And once I tried it, I was hooked. I hope more and more studies will come out in the future. Back us up. We're not just imagining it. Because actually, I will tell you in a second, but I just switched to the IT band. So there are two understandings of the IT band. IT band is not a muscle, so you cannot stretch it. However, you can release it. Some scientists, though, say that you cannot even release it, so it's just a waste of time. But the scientists, the physical therapists, the doctors who say, no, you can release it, say, don't just go up and down. Do the IT band release up and down first, but then go sideways, left and right on certain spots. You can see here, I go sideways. Ooh, that feels good. I know that feels good just watching it. Okay, hold it there for a second. And then you can see my right leg is over my left leg to put a little bit more weight on it. Now I'm going to switch to the right leg, right IT band. Runners usually develop some problems with IT bands, and it seems like it helps runners with IT band tightness and soreness. It definitely helps me. So when people say, no, it doesn't help the IT band, it's just maybe it's just a massage. And then that's what I wanted to say earlier, that it definitely has something to do with the fascia. The fascia is what covers the muscle, and breaking the fascia up and moving it around can help the fascia and the muscles to relax and become more flexible. I had a shoulder injury for a long time, so I went to a DO instead of an MD. You see, now here I cross my leg. This is where it becomes really good, and I go left and right, forward and backward instead of just up and down. Now this is the way to release the IT band, I believe. So this DO actually told me that, oh, he just has to break up the fascia. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he hurt me so bad. It hurt so bad. He was really trying to break up this fascia, and it really hurt me. They actually caused some problems in my legs, and I really got scared for that for a minute. But I kept going back to him a few times, and literally my shoulder injury went away from breaking up the fascia. And I feel the same about the foam roller, that it's kind of breaking something up, straightening something out, some tightness, some soreness. That's how I feel now. A science, as I said, does not back it up completely. And some people say that it's actually more of the neurological changes that we feel. Because when we use the foam roller, we stimulate the nerve receptors inside the muscles. And that's what we feel like. And maybe through that, our brain signals back to the muscles. I'm like, okay, guys, chill out. So that could be too. So they have studies to prove that theory too. So for me, it could be the combination of the neurological changes with the increasing blood flow to the tissues and the mobility, flexibility. So here, after the inner thighs, I switched to arms. Oh, actually, let me see that. No, that's the chest. You see? So I started out with the outer chest. You have to be very careful if you're a female, if you're a woman, with the chest foam rolling. If you're a man, oh boy, you're up for a treat. because even for me it's a treat to foam roll my chest. If you're a man, you can just go from left to right and right to left. No, you don't have to worry about your chest. If about your breasts, if you're a woman, be very careful, very careful. For me, I can really get into the outer chest muscles and in the middle section. You can see right now between my breasts, I really like that, but it just depends on your anatomy how much you can get into your chest muscles with a foam roller. If you're a female, I like to do the chest, but if you don't like this one, if that hurts you, don't do it. Then do the one that I showed at the beginning, when you just lay down on the foam roller and let your arms hang down. That's an excellent chest stretch there as well. Now I am switching to the arms. Now with the arms, what I figured out, it's not easy to foam roll arms. Not as easy because your weight, it's harder to put weight on your arm, right? You can see, because usually you hold yourself up with your two arms and then switch, change the weight from left to right or one leg to the other. So here what I do is I change the palm position. Palm facing up, palm facing down, palm facing forward. And for me, that helps to get into the arm muscles better. Now this time the foam roller is vertical. I did right arm, now I do left arm. Palms up, palms down, different palm positions. Now I switch the foam roller to horizontal and stretch my arms up above my head. Ooh, that's a good one too. You see, like my palms up, my palms down, facing out. I just play with my palm position, and that rotates my arm, and then I can get deeper in there. So as I said, this is just an emerging research field, and we start to know what it helps with. We know more about what it doesn't help. They did studies of if it helps with this or this and that. A lot of things it doesn't help with. Ooh, now that's a good one. You see, when the last arm rolling position is when the foam roller is between your legs. This way you can get into your shoulders a little bit too. Shoulder is hard too, have to admit it. That looks good. Oh, I keep watching myself there instead of just telling you more informations. So now working out while still having sore muscles will decrease the level you will perform on. So that's why they recommend to do it after a hard workout, to help with recovery right away. Because if you are still sore from the workout yesterday, then that's not fun to work out, and it's not gonna help your performance. As I said already, it increases the range of motion and mobility. Now here I'm switching to the lower arm. That's a hard area to foam roll again, but with a little pressure from the other hand, it's actually not that bad. I don't do that at this one too often, but I should, because I do lots of push-ups and pull-ups, and my forearms, they really need a little release there. Now here I'm switching to the lats. I go from my just under my shoulder, from my armpit basically, and I go a little bit towards the middle of my back. You see, I go sideways, roll it sideways to not just up and down. Hold it there for a second. I really like this one, to follow the lats. The lats go in kind of towards the middle of the back. Now the other side. You just lay down on your side comfortably, right there under your armpit. and then you kind of play with it. You see I lay a little bit more into it now, going towards the middle, and then you go sideways, open up. I love this one, the lats. So again, as I said, foam rolling, oh, that's a good one, rolled all the way. Foam rolling helps with warming up muscles and through that injury prevention and faster recovery through increasing blood flow to the tissues. I talked about the fascia, to relax and by moving the fascia, the muscles will relax and become more flexible. I talked about the neurological changes. I'm good with that. If that's why it's helping, I don't know why it's helping exactly, other than these small studies show that okay, it actually is preferable to static or dynamic stretching, and okay, it is increasing the blood flow and mobility and flexibility, and maybe it even causes neurological changes. You can get to almost any muscle group. Now, I forgot to tell you the IT band. That's the people who say don't roll the IT band. They say you should roll the hip instead and do some hip exercises. That will help you more. That's mostly for runners. They have the IT band problems. But if you have any IT band problems, hip exercises, foam rolling the hip will help. Or the one that I showed, I really like that one. It seems to help me. According to some studies, 90 seconds per muscle group may be the minimum amount of time to get to short-term ease of pain or soreness. And some studies say that release is just temporary unless you do it regularly. So very important. In my opinion, if you want to be a foam roller, if you think this helps you, to do it 3 to 5 times a week. Now I end up with my neck. A lot of people don't roll the neck, and it's not actually at the neck. You can see that the base of my skull is on the foam roller, not my neck. So don't foam roll your neck or the lower back. I say this again, very important. You just will actually hurt more than help yourself with that. The muscle will tense up around the vertebrae and try to protect the vertebrae, and you will have the opposite effect. But you can do this. You can place your head, the base of your skull on the foam roller, and then look left and right, very gently, very consciously. If you have any pain, you should stop. And then here, just on the base of the skull, I lay on the left side and I do little circles. Forward, backward, and the circles. I actually like to roll on my ear a little bit too, probably because of the nerve endings in the ear. So when I do this, I roll the way from ear to ear, do little circles. Also what I do is a figure 8. But the circles, figure 8, little left and right rolling over my ear. It's just such a good finish up for me with my foam roller routine. With this one, with the neck, I have to hold on to the foam roller because it tends to roll away from me. But that doesn't really bother me. I like to lay here at the end and just relax a little bit. For me, a lot of people say that, but I do feel like I'm getting a self-massage. And that's why scientists are so skeptical. They're like, oh, really? You really think you get a deep tissue massage? But I really do feel like that. What can I say? And people agree that, okay, we can control the pressure, so it's a total self-taught massage thingy. Obviously, it's great to get a massage. I'm not saying it's better than a massage, that they are both really good. Now here, I'm taking my shoes off because I want to show you a couple more things. A standing position, and then this little ball, my little foot massager. hand and foot massager. I don't massage the hand so much, more of the foot. But before I show you more of that, since we don't roll the lower back, some people suggest doing little back bends with the foam roller on your lower back. Try it. If you have any pain, don't do it for sure. If you ever have any pain, you want to find a sweet spot when you feel like, ooh, it's stretching and releasing, but you don't want to mistake that pain and just write it off and get injured. Follow your body. That's what I do. With foam roller, I just follow my body. When it feels good, hold on to the little knots, release it as much as I can. I do some stretchings as well. And here is my little foot massager. There are 7,000 nerve endings in each foot. So this feels so good. When I do the foam rolling, I try to get to every single muscle. You see, we basically did. Now actually I forgot to tell you and show you here, the trap. You can also foam roll the traps if you go by the wall and you hold the foam roller vertically first and you place it between the shoulder and neck, go back and forth on your back, and then horizontally as well, go from the neck to the shoulder in a standing position. That's how you get the traps. I forgot to show that one, sorry about that. So with the foot roller, with a little ball, you can sit down. Also, there are different size balls that people use when they are foam rolling to get into smaller muscle groups. So if you prefer to buy a ball, just a ball, or a ball and the foam roller, do that. The possibilities are endless. I like to finish with our hands and the feet because I feel like I got a massage, a full body massage from the top of my head to all the way down to my feet. Now that I think about it, I don't remember talking about the shoulders, but I know that I did the shoulder one, the deltoid, so hopefully that was self-explanatory. Shoulders are hard, but still you can get into any muscle group that you want to get into. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something new today, or you just enjoyed seeing my foam rolling routine. Please subscribe and like my video, share it on social media, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below about foam rolling. Bye!